The middle class would disappear, Karl Marx said, as small capitalists would be swallowed by the large ones. Finally, there would remain only a handful of great capitalists confronting the proletariat multitude. When that time comes, the proletariat would have an opportunity. One of the most vivid and memorable passages in the Das Kapital describes the steps leading to the denouncement. While there is a progressive diminution in the number of capitalist magnates, there occurs a corresponding increase in the mass of poverty, oppression, enslavement, degeneration and exploitation. But at the same time, there is a steady intensification of wrath of the working class. Workers as a class grow ever more numerous and is disciplined, unified and organized, and twin against mechanism of capitalist method of production. This burst under by Karl Marx in his Das Kapital, the nail of capitalist private property sounds, the expropriators are expropriated. The class struggle would end with the triumph of proletariat. Having captured the state, the proletariat would establish its dictatorship. This stage, however, Marx prophesied, is but the transaction to the abolition of all classes and to the creation of a society of the free and equal. How long it would be necessary for the period of dictatorship to continue is not specified. Soviet Russia was more than 60 years under an iron-handed authoritarian regime, which, until it failed, no sign of relaxing its grip. In fact, Marx remained vague in describing the nature of his classless society. After the state had carried out its role of education and organizing, government would wither away. There would be no force or struggle. Peace and plenty would prevail for everyone. Chief aim of society would be the full and free development of every individual, and the guiding principle would be from each according to his abilities to each according to his needs. The inconsistency and glaring contrast of this beautiful dream of utopia with preceding period of bloody, ruthless class warfare has been commented upon by numerous critics. Philosopher John Hallett wrote, "The classless society of Marx is as nonsense as the heaven of orthodox Victorian, and it inspires as little credence, as little enthusiasm. Once the word revolution has been relegated to the background, it is difficult to find in the dry bones of Marxism anything to stir men's passion." Nevertheless, Marxism has all the force of a religion to millions of devout communists. Dialectical materialism serves as a creed to supersede all other faith. Marx declared that older religions such as Christianity teaches a passive acceptance of one's lot in life, glorifying resignation, meekness and humility. They act therefore as the opium of the people, blinding the proletariat to his destiny and placing major obstacles on the road to revolution. How much truth is there in Marx? This is a question that occurred to many innumerable social scientists, theologians, writers and thinkers for past century. Time has shown fundamental errors in his theories and prediction. No non-Marxian economist any longer takes Marx seriously. His theories of labor value and surplus value, a foundation piece in Marx's thought, proved wrong. It was proved that it is not by the employing of labor, but by employing the innovative mind and the scientific way of agriculture or way of production has enhanced wealth. In no country there has developed a conflict of classes leading to proletariat revolution prophesied by Marx. A well-known Marxist, Sidney Hook, emphasized that this doctrine too is basic to the communist creed. Sidney Hook wrote, "If the fact of classless struggle can be successfully called into question, the whole theoretical structure of Marx crashes to the ground." The capitalist system has followed an entirely different course. In the most enlightened nations, forecast by Marx proved wrong. Instead of increased misery, poverty and suffering amongst the working class, the reverse has occurred. Stronger labor union and the government regulation have arisen to hold the excess of capitalist competition and enterprise in check.